Welcome to the Coach's Corner. Hi, I'm Frank Barbahan, and I will be your discipleship coach for this week. Life is difficult. In fact, all of us do or will suffer some. Innumerable people suffer a lot, and many of us suffer enormously. Suffering creates pain, and suffering damages. From auto accidents to rape to highly dysfunctional families like mine, to war, to health issues, or to significant marital problems. The list of how human beings suffer is practically endless. However, according to the apostles, suffering can be an opportunity to learn an awful lot, to grow up in the game of life. We can learn life skills called wisdom. If you were to do a biblical word study on that word wisdom, you'd learn that the Bible thinks of wisdom as the skills we need to live life to its fullest, to live life smart. Suffering also becomes the opportunity to build intestinal fortitude, vision, and depth called character. It really all depends on what you want to bargain for in life and what you want to bargain for in Christ. Remember, we are saved by grace through faith, but we grow up only by our own hard work. That hard work actualizes our new identity in Christ. If facing suffering is a road less traveled, how much less traveled is the road to facing our suffering and using it to mature? And in our culture, it's becoming a road with even fewer and fewer travelers. A growing number in our culture live for just happiness, not for the meaning that emerges from wisdom and character. Look, we all suffer, but frankly, few suffer smart. To suffer smart, we have to think about ourselves. We can't avoid self-reflection. To suffer smart, we have to talk. We can't refuse to discuss our pain or retreat into drinking, drugging, gambling, or sexing. Suffering smart is walking the road less traveled in order to face our pain and any sin, any evil, or any of our dysfunction that emerges from it. So, to suffer smart, we first do the King David search. We do it daily, 3 to 5 minutes. And from learning theory, doing it more frequently will increase the power of its training of your mind. Second, as the pain emerges, we have to allow ourselves to cry, even sob. The fundamental principle with suffering and trauma is that we have to cry as long and as intensely and as often as our heart wants to cry until we're done crying. Let me repeat that. We need to cry as long, as intensely, and as often as our heart wants to cry until we're done crying. That's absolutely key to setting ourselves free. For some of us who have been traumatized, the crying may never completely stop, but that's the way it is. On occasion, I will still get tears flashing back to what my mother had done to me. Third, when the inner movie has emerged full force and we've squared off with what really happened to us, we can then edit that movie. We can change how we react to what happened to us. We now reposition ourselves to the events and the perpetrators who hurt us, whether rapists, enemy soldiers, spouses, or our own dysfunctional parents. In doing so, we set ourselves free from the nonsense that was once buried in us. Fourth, in the wake of those three, we now act free. We have to act like Christ. We act lovingly. In setting ourselves free from the enslavement of our pain by crying, and setting ourselves even freer from our seemingly instinctual reactions to the past by editing the movie, we can now act more lovingly, more respectfully, more kindly to those entrusted into our care. So, you can go ahead and just suffer, or you can follow the above steps and suffer smart. The choice is yours.